Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and His Son Yahusha Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. This is a continuation of the last video entitled Bitcoin Bookmap Trade Recap and Wycoff Theory Higher Time Frame Analysis. And this is just part 2 because the other video got cut off while I was doing this, the bookmap part of it. So let's see here. This is the open at 2000 hours Eastern time, so that's 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I had a couple trades here that I attempted to do at the open. Some of them got stopped out. Some of them got stopped out here. I think I took an early short and that got stopped out and jumped in the short again, right? So basically here is the anchored VWAP. These red lines are starting from 8 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. So this is going to be plus 3 VWAP. That's going to be plus 2 VWAP. That's plus 1 VWAP. That's VWAP minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So I'm going to open that up a little bit so you can see that a little clearer. Or let me just get to the trade and then I'm going to point out where the VWAPs are. All right, so that was a stop run right there. That was a this right here is plus 2 VWAP. This is plus 3 VWAP right here. You can see it highlighted in the box as I hover over it. Plus 3 VWAP. This is plus 2 VWAP. And this right here is plus 1 VWAP. So the first attempt of this trade here was a little premature because we didn't come up to the Camarilla R3 level. But anyway, let's get to the real trade. So coming up here, we have big buyers coming into Camarilla R3 and value area high, which is in an inside value relationship. So I'm looking for a rejection here at plus 2 and plus 3 VWAP. So we had the big buyers come in, no follow through, exhaustion on the ask, heavy liquidity here, as you can see, right? Running into that liquidity, not being able to get through. That was a stop run there, but this is the entry on the trade. So after all of this transpired here, started getting the sell-in, and we're getting the rejection of plus 2 VWAP, which is around Camarilla R3 and value area high in a inside value day. So took the breakdown here, was a little late to the trade, should have been in somewhere around here, right? So took the short just above plus 1 VWAP, and this was also the POC and yesterday's VPOC, which is a kind of tricky place to enter as well, because we could have initiative buyers coming in, but we have the initiative sellers going in there. We have exhaustion of the buyers on the ask. So I took the trade right there, short, plus 1 VWAP breakdown. And then we're gonna go across here and just break it down as we go along. Right. So now to see that the trade is working, we're getting the rejection here and the exhaustion of plus 1 VWAP, right? So you see that red line right there, plus 1 VWAP, right? Hope you can see that, right? So we're getting the exhaustion right there. The buyers are attempting to come up. They don't have enough buying power, and the shorts are hitting them here. The seller is hitting them here, right? So had a little push down here to VWAP as well. All right, let's see here, moving across. We have initiative sellers attacking VWAP, but we did get a response here, a responsive buyer at VWAP, and that took us back up to do a stop run here above Camarilla R3, right? So as I was explaining in the last video, when too much sellers try to jump on the operator's coattail, he just reverses his position and creates a stop run to get people off his back, right? So you see these gaps here in between. Let me just open this up a little bit. So the gaps in between here are actually like, to me, that's stop runs because it's sweeping the book, right? So that means there's not enough sellers here to absorb the buy-in. So once they apply pressure, like this is 123 volume, this one is 132, this one is 349 volume, right? Buys. So once they start hitting the buys like this, they're going to sweep the book because there is no challenge on the ask to absorb these levels, right? So you see we got a stop here. The liquidity was 290. This buy was 349. So eventually it just sweep through that, right? So we hit that liquidity, we hit this liquidity. They kind of pulled right here. Let me just open this up a little bit. Right. So we have more liquidity here than this liquidity could handle. So while the operator is moving to the upside to sweep out these stops, he's applying enough pressure to break through these liquidity levels. And in between these levels, you get the sweep because there's not enough liquidity there to even obstruct any movement, right? Or to really register. So as more you open it, as more you're gonna see little bubbles, right? So they're basically sweeping that, sweeping, and in between here you start getting the exhaustion on the buy side where he has stopped buying. The operation to run your stops is basically over, and that's how you start getting these signs of exhaustion on the buy, on the ask slash offer, right? So you start getting that exhaustion on the offer. No buyers are taking it further up. And that's when you're going to start to have the seller step on the gas again, right? So let's move across here. And this VWAP band is what? Let's see here. This is +2 VWAP. So we're coming back up here to retest and clear some stops. Right, I have a couple of entries here that I added to the trade, right, as we came back. See here. Right, so we have more exhaustion on the ask. Right, so there's no buyers on the ask. That's that red line right there. The green line in between you're seeing, that's the bid, and the white line is the last price, right? So exhaustion on the ask. No buyers are hitting the ask. This guy tried to hit the ask. They're really small on the buy side, right? We even have sellers attacking the ask as well, right? So that's they're probably hitting some market orders, sells, hitting shorts, and they're getting filled up here on the ask. No buyers continuing on the ask. See buyers here kind of on the bid, but they don't really have any initiative players taking it up from this level. So this is creating that resistance here. We're starting to churn around this level. This is +1 VWAP here. That's +2. So we're in between that and we're at the resistance level, right? All right. And after exhaustion, you definitely start getting the movement to the opposite side, right? So we have exhaustion of the buyers on the ask, and the bid starts getting hit from the sellers, right? So they start hitting the ask, overpowering the buyers, and they start hitting the bid, right? Which means they're hitting the bottom of the level two or the spread at the moment, right? So they're hitting the bid, sellers initiative, sellers taking it down from this is +1 VWAP, and they're jumping in the short here or they're selling, right? So sell off to VWAP. We got a little pullback here again, and I think maybe there might be another stop run. Let's see. Right, so we do have initiative buyers here. As initiative sellers attack VWAP, right? So VWAP is this band right here, the solid red line. So as they push through VWAP, start to consolidate, and I think like the operator to the downside, he's noticing probably too much people are jumping on his coattails as sellers, so he runs their stops, right? takes it right back up to Camarillo R3 value area high, and again just abruptly stops the buying. So there's exhaustion, starts having the pullback. Small buyers trying to jump on this momentum to the upside, the stop run. They can't really take it up because he's not participating anymore. He starts pushing price down, initiative selling back to VWAP. So he's testing their temperature to see how much buyers could try and come back in. Right, some buyers came back in. He buys, runs, stops again. Initiative selling. Right, runs the initiative sellers. Well, he starts selling up here as a responsive seller, the operator. Back down to this value area high, Camarillo R3. And it looks like something like maybe it's a battle between buyers and sellers, but it's not really a battle between buyers and sellers because it's only him with the big buying is taking it back up and running the stops and then selling again, right? So he's just trying to run stops. So he's running stops above this trade here because a lot of people probably see in this short setup. So he runs their stops. That's why I put my stop above Camarillo R4, I believe. Or this was my stop right here. Yeah. So that was my stop order right there at Camarillo R4, right? So we almost got up there. They got up to a high of roughly 54,733. So stop runs up to that level. I survived the stop run because I was anticipating that this operation would happen overnight, that, they would do a stop run. So survive the stop run. He starts pressing down again when the setup presents itself again. This is another setup for the Black Sun entry. And this is +1 VWAP. You get the breakdown, heavy selling, and jump in the trade right there again. But I didn't do that. I was just probably asleep at that point. And this actually happened this morning. So we got back up to Camarillo R3 this morning. And that's where I took profit right here at Camarillo S3, right? So the day on the last video I was talking about Camarillo R3 and S3 creating like a compression of the pivots and compressing price, and you could have like a range between those levels. So look what's happening here after I took this. That's a traverse from Camarillo R3 short to Camarillo S3. So took profit right there. And this was a breakdown of +2 VWAP. Almost got to +3 VWAP right here, which is that line right there. That dash red line highlighting it. You could read the box. Right. So now in this mean reversion, it's looking like it's ranging, right? So that's what the pivots, either you get a breakout and trend day from Camarillo R3 or S3, or you get like a range between those levels. So what's looking like it's happening here is a range between those levels. So what we're getting here is another setup, which I call the bowling green strategy, where, let's see, this is +3 VWAP, right? Is it, yes, right. -3 VWAP, sorry. Right. So these below VWAP is minus deviations, right? So -3 came down here, started to have that accumulation structure, right? So in a Wycoff theory, let's say you get a selling climax, automatic rally, secondary stop, which is kind of high. It should come back down to this selling climax. So that's showing strength. And basically it's like an accumulation here where you could take a breakout of +1 VWAP, right? So that's my setup. It's either take a breakout of +2 VWAP or +1 VWAP, especially after you see from a Wyckoff theory perspective, you see like a selling climax, automatic rally, secondary stop. And let me just, maybe I'm going too fast here. Selling climax, that was way off. Automatic rally, secondary stop, which did not come back down to this level. So that's showing, say, the buyer's strength. And then we have a breakout of the automatic rally level. No retracement, big buying coming through here, initiative buyers. So it's looking bullish. That's a good place here to probably take a entry. Well, it's building the cause right now, right? You could be aggressive, take the entry here for the bowling green at yesterday's low, or, and this is not a trade recommendation. This is just me practicing my strategies and developing my strategies. So just to let you know that you should develop your own strategies, right? So maybe you'll get some ideas from this. But so coming back up here, we get the breakout of +1 VWAP, right? -1 VWAP, sorry. So if I do interchange those by mistake, just understand we're at the minus levels, right? So -1 VWAP, got the big buy, nice volume coming in here, got the retest, right? We did not get back down to, come on, load up, to -2 VWAP, showing strength, kind of ABCD pattern, pushing back up, right? So this is a good entry right here at 53,972 for the bowling green reversal strategy. And then the buyers take it all the way up, breakthrough VPOC, nice buying through VPOC, nice buying, well, not really nice buying through VWAP. So this will be a concern for me looking at not getting the high volume buys through VWAP. We got a buy right here just at VWAP, and then they took their foot off the gas right there. We got the pullback to VPOC. So this is a significant area here of VPOC. This is yesterday's close, yesterday's settlement, VWAP. So looking to see what's going to happen here. We get the buyers, initiative buyers coming in again, and it takes us right back up to Camarillo R3. So we're getting the range in motion between those Camarillo pivots. That's in an inside value relationship, and that's where we currently are at yesterday's VPOC and POC, right, from the market profile. Now, from here, this gets set up again to go back down to Camarillo S3. So let's do a little live analysis right here of what's going on. So you can see here we have exhaustion on the ask again, right? No follow through on the buyers. Sellers taking control after this big attempt here. We having lower highs, right? Kind of the same level here, but this one was probably, yes, so it's a lower high, right? And you see here there's no big buyers on the follow through. Sellers are outnumbering the buyers. So coming back up to this level here would be, we're at +1 VWAP. Now I have other VWAPs set up as well. Let's go into this, into settings here, go to anchored VWAP. This is from the London session. So this pink line right here, just give it a second to populate. Let's see where that's at. So that's anchored from 3 a.m. in the morning, right? I believe that's 8 o'clock London time. So waiting for this to update. See right there, it's updating indicators. So just waiting for that to pop in and see where those levels are. Because these are anchored from the ETH session, the open of Bitcoin yesterday at 8 p.m. So let's get some anchored VWAPs from the London session and see where it's at. All right, so just populated there. Let's highlight this, and this is also +1. So they're kind of in correlation, right? So now we're gonna add the RTH session VWAPs. So this is anchored from 9:30 a.m. today. So let that populate and see where that's at. And as you can see here, this is London VWAP. This is ETH VWAP. So we're above VWAP right now. So let's see if buyers wanna take it further and break out from Camarillo R3. We're starting to get some buyers coming in here. And just waiting for that anchored VWAP at the ETH RTH open 9:30 a.m. to populate. All right, so down here we have +1 VWAP. So this is from this open, the RTH open, we're now kind of in a range where this is possibly going to trend up, right? So once we get action, price action between these levels, and +1 acts as a support level, you usually start getting like a upward movement, right? Because these are, once price maintains above this level and keeps on pushing to the upside and testing this level, given like minor breakouts and stuff, these VWAPs are going to curl to the upside, and this is going to continue this upward trajectory where if they come back and test these levels, it's keep on pushing to the upside, right? So the anchored VWAP from the RTH open is kind of suggesting that it might break out from here. This is +2, but it's still in the Black Sun strategy resistance zone, right? So we have a resistance band right here, +2. We have these +1. We have the Camarilla pivots and the value area high. So let's open this up here. Let's go down to 5 minutes. All right, 2 minutes. So let's see what happens here. All right, let's put that like that. All right. So we do have buyers showing some initiative here. They're not really buying on the ask. They're kind of buying on the bid. And the ask is that red line right there, right? The bid is that green line. The last price is that white line right there. So that's the ask. We got some buyers above the ask right there. But as you can see, this buyer was on the bid. So let's see who wants to take control. If you're an initiative player and you hit a market buy, right? So he's getting filled on the ask right there. He just did a market buy and he got filled on the ask. So let's see if we get some continuation up to this +2 VWAP right here and get a little breakout of these yes. So now we're getting initiative buyers. Still no follow through. I would expect this to be high volume right here to push through these levels. See, there is volume, no follow through. That's not really good for a breakout anyway. So maybe you might get like a little stop run above Camarilla R3 and it'll set up again like a Black Sun strategy. Because we are seeing exhaustion on the ask. We have one big buyer right here and he did not get price to follow through. All right, well, still no follow through. I just want to let this video run until we get some kind of reaction here at Camarilla R3 and those +1, +2 VWAPs. And as you can see here, this is simulated trading. This is paper trading, right? Oh man, what happened there? Right, so that's paper trading profit, right? So that's not real profit. That's paper trading. Just practicing over here right now. All right, so what I'm seeing here is a Black Sun strategy setup, exhaustion on the ask, no big buyers. We're coming back down to test this level here where the buyers came in. They're not stepping in again. All along this level here, not seeing buyers stepping in again. Small sellers might get a little flush down here. Maybe they might apply some pressure to test the waters, see if some buyers will come back in. That's another sign for me right there, but sellers are hitting the ask. Exhaustion from the buyers. Sellers hitting the ask, the offer. Right, we just had another pop-up right there, small seller on the offer and on the bid. And you can see the exhaustion is materializing. I'm gonna get a flush down here soon. Some initiative sellers supposed to step in anytime here. All right, that's the first sign of buyers so far since the big buyer came in. Still not enough to move price up. And I think the sellers are going to respond after that little buyer just came in right there. All right, this video is up to 27 minutes now. If I don't see a reaction quickly or very soon, I'm going to cut this off now. Let's see. Give it a couple more seconds. Let's see if we get some buyers to push price up. Gonna get the flush down now. Sellers are supposed to take control now. Break down from these levels. At least probably to come and test +1 VWAP from the RTH. That's gonna be bottom central pivot right there. Around 54,290. Right now too, on the other side of the trade, it's looking like maybe buyers are trying to see if sellers have any power left. And it doesn't look like they could break down this level here. So maybe they're just testing the waters, buyers testing the waters to see what kind of retracement we're getting. So if this is a ABCD pattern right here, let's see. It would be shallow selling, and then the buyers could come back in right here. And I would look to see buyers start jumping in here again around this level, because they see that sellers couldn't take it back down, so they should be a little more confident and step on the gas somewhere here. All right, we got 20 seconds, 15 seconds to go till 30 minutes for this video. So we're not getting any follow through right now. It's kind of churning right here. So I'm gonna cut this off. Just wanted to do a part 2 to the first video I did, which is Bitcoin, Bookmap, trade recap, and Wycoff theory, higher time frame analysis. And this was the trade breakdown on Bookmap. So this is part 2 to that video. All right, y'all, it's Malak Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.